I'm going to go over the expectations for 7th grade level short answer questions. Why do you need this information? We have completed 2 formatives requiring answers to short answer questions this quarter. Grades on both formatives were very low for many students. The grades are low because students are not answering the questions at grade level expectations. So let's go over what are grade level expectations when answering short answer questions. Number 1, I have to see evidence of critical thinking. Number 2, your answer must answer the question. Number 3, provides evidence for the answer. Number 4, you also have to explain the evidence for the answer. And remember, 1-sentence answers will not get a passing grade. Let's go over these one by one. First, let's look at critical thinking skills. One of the questions we worked with on our formatives was, based on what you have read so far, or what you know about your new literature circle book from yesterday's activity, what effects do you think the setting might have on the character? First, let's look at a non-example. This answer is not critical thinking. The setting was cold, so the character is probably going to be cold. That's really a statement of the obvious. This example is critical thinking. The main character gets taken to a very cold environment. He used to live in a warm environment, and the new cold environment means that he will have to adjust his way of life in order to survive. The next thing you have to do is make sure you answer the question. The question that we were working with asked, what effects do you think the setting might have on character? This sample does not answer the question. The setting is an island and there are animals there. Many students just described the setting, but the question didn't ask that. The question asked, what effects do you think the setting might have on the character? Here is an example that does answer the question. The main character finds herself stranded on a deserted island with a variety of animals. This setting will affect her because she will have to figure out how to interact with the animals to survive. The third thing you have to do is provide evidence. This answer does not provide evidence. I think there was a forest there and the character gets lost in it, I'm not sure. This answer does provide evidence. The story takes place in a forest and the character must find a way to survive. The picture on the cover of the book clearly shows a dense forest with green trees. Also in the first chapter, the character comments on how scary the forest is while he is in the airplane. The second answer has given 2 pieces of evidence to support the claim. Next, you have to explain your evidence. Our example from before that just gave our evidence does not explain the evidence. If we want to provide a whole answer, look at the bottom example. That does provide the evidence. The story takes place in a forest, and the character must find a way to survive. The picture on the cover of the book clearly shows a dense forest with green trees. Also in the chapter, the character comments on how scary the forest is while he is in the airplane. Even though forests are common, the evidence shows such massive forests that someone lost in them would have trouble surviving. This indicates the main character will have to learn how to survive. The paragraph that I just read to you would be a good answer to the question because it shows critical thinking, answers the question, gives evidence, and explains the evidence. Now, a lot of you have been asking how you can increase your grade after you saw the low grades that you received on the 2 formatives. Here are your options. If you have a Z on either the sitting analysis or the literature circle reflection number 1 formative, you need to complete the original assignment and turn it in. If you received a grade and want to improve, you will need to open the formative redos assignment in My MCPS and complete the assignment you want to redo. Please let me know if you have any questions. You can have the rest of your class time to work on these redos.